He locks it off on the spiral bar. He comes around like he's going to turn the guy, but the guy gets up on his knees. Well, his head comes up, just hook his head, throw it, step over, and double grapevine there. That's real nasty and tight. Okay? That's called a spiral bar throw, because we're actually throwing it like you would a neck wrench. Okay? You have the arm trap and you're throwing it like you would a neck wrench. And that's our spiral series. We think that's real effective, and if you need to put it in your wrestling program. So we're talking about legs, and we're talking about the spiral series. Now we use a lot of other things that are important, and we're going to go back and pick up some of those things as alternate moves, but we want to move on to our next series here. Okay, let me get my cheat sheet. We're going to go to the bottom series, and basically we're talking about a Granby roll series and a crowd series. So Rich, if you and Kevin would get back in here. Philosophy on the bottom. Everybody stands up, it seems like. I mean, every team is basically a stand-up team. They think they're a good takedown team, so they do stand-ups all the time. Well, nobody can have the best takedown man in every match, so you've got to assume sometimes that you're going to be an inferior takedown man to the man you're wrestling. So it's kind of ridiculous to stand up on him if he's going to take you down again. Hopefully here at Merritt Island we're pretty good on our feet, but sometimes the other guys are just as good, so we have to beat them on the bottom. Now, second period. Anytime you have a choice, second period, if you haven't already deferred, and you have to choose, we stress to our guys that you take down all the time. First of all, it teaches them to wrestle from the bottom, plus it gives them opportunities to score the big moves. Now here's the whole idea on our bottom wrestling. We're really not hitting a stand-up on the first move at all. And we're never doing a deep sit-out. Never a deep sit-out, and never stand up on the first move. What we do is either a Granby roll or a crowd turn-in. Now our crowd turn-in will open up a lot of other moves, but basically it's either Granby roll or crowd turn-in. And we're just going to take a look at a Granby roll a little bit here. Rich, if you would, just hit a few Granby rolls for us, and Kevin, you stay on the base for us, right? Just finish them up, all right? Once again, we'll hit a couple here so you can see how it's done. All right, and occasionally the guy will follow us and we'll finish up with a Peterson. So go ahead and chase him there, Kevin, if you would. And we'll end up with a Peterson and stretch him out here. Now this particular move right here won the state championship for Richard in the finals this year. Now let's talk about some of the positions that we want to get into. All right, if you would, hop on, Kevin. The first position we need to get into is power position. We need to stress this. This man on top has our man's hips covered. We need to get the hips up and out. That's awfully important. So we do it with taking the first step out about 6 or 7 inches out to the right of our knee. We take our left foot and put it in front of our right foot and turn the heel out. Now this heel will be about 90 degrees coming across here. And notice now our wrestler's hips are up pretty high and out to the side. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to tuck our chin into our chest here and roll across our shoulders, stressing hitting our right hip on the mat on the other side. Go. All right. Hold on to the wrist tight, jack it up in the air, what we call back out, and then come on in and kind of a reverse butt drag here. All right. Once again, Rich, just stop in those positions if you would. All right. First point to stress. Hips up and out. Here. Okay. Throw the arm across underneath you, go. Again, he's on that right hip, jacking that arm up and then backing out, and butt drag, go ahead. All right, the other thing is when we're doing a Peterson off this, we don't try to reach back and get a Peterson. That's awfully important. And the most important thing here is that when you're trying to get a Peterson, just do your regular Granby roll, and when you do your regular Granby roll, the man automatically will give the Peterson or he will not. Don't force the Peterson by reaching back because you'll get caught on it. So when you're rolling through on the Granby roll, if that man is chasing you, it'll just come automatic pretty soon that you'll just reach up right in that crotch. Your left elbow will go right up in his crotch and you'll reach back for that leg. So let's hit some Petersons for us if you would. Chasing, Kevin. Boom. Here comes the Peterson right here. Now here's a couple and stretch it out for us. This is real important. Both hands on the wrist, stretching that hand down in the crotch. Very important that your weight is on his inside chest, right on his inside chest. And next thing, eye contact on the guy's head. This keeps you from getting figure forward. Throw your leg up there like you're going to figure forward, Kevin. This keeps you from getting figure forward, okay? Plus that arm down here in the crotch jeopardizes this man's near shoulder. All right? Now, what we like to do on a finish, we don't run into your left just a little bit there. Good. What we like to do on a finish, once we've already picked up our near fall, we do this. We'll finish off with a headlock, trap the thigh. Now, once you got this guy's head trapped and secure, now you can let go of the wrist and go to your headlock finish. Go ahead. Preferably force his elbow across the space and come down and finish him off right there. Okay? And a lot of coaches have different opinions on that, but we like to finish it that way. And that's our Granby roll series. Very, very important. Now, Rich, if you would, hit a few more Granby rolls for us. Okay, now, eventually, we like to see our wrestlers do this. We like to say Granby roll drill, and we'll have a guy Granby and the other guy Granby, and just a series of 4 or 5 Granbys. So if you guys would, Kevin, you and Rich, just hit a few of those Granbys for us. Bam, guy comes up on the right side, Granby, right side. Okay, that's good. And that's that Granby roll series, and that's awfully, awfully important. All right, that's our Granby roll series. All right, Tony, if you're installing the wood back in here, we'll work on this crowd series. Thank you, Rich. Thank you, Kevin. Kevin, we had to let you do a move there so that they're in the offense. Okay, now we're going to show you our crowd series. Now, the crowd series is exactly that. You crowd back into the guy. And it's awfully important that you start this series crowding. Now, on the bottom, if you'll notice where Tony's hands are right here, and notice where his knees are. Now, he's going to crowd into that position. I'm going to stress to you where the hands end up, all right? Go ahead and crowd for me, Tony. Solomon. All right, crowd, go. Now, notice where everything is now. His hands were right there, and his knees were right there. Okay, back up now. Now, notice where his fanny is right now. Go ahead, crowd. And now his fanny is at least 2 or 3 feet further back, all right? Now, back up. Now what this does, this forces this top man back. We have to back him up. Go ahead, bam. He has to back up. He has to back up with it. Now what this does, 2 or 3 things there. It makes him forget everything, all the offensive things that he's going to do, plus it puts him in a countering position. In a countering position. And let's look and see what it looks like here, all right? Now from that position right here, this guy is going to be open on the inside, or he's going to be open on the outside. And if he's not open on either one of those sides, we're going to bump him straight up in the air. All right? Bump him straight up in the air, Tony. Boom. And you got your traditional 2-on-1 hip heist finish. All right? Back down. Now, what we like to do is assume that we're not going to crowd and sit there and wait and give that guy an opportunity to do things to us, all right? We're going to crowd turn in. And then if he stops our turn in, then those other things are going to be open. Now just look and see how the turn in should be done, all right? Crowd. Now the turn in starts here. Notice Tony already has his elbow and his rib cage there, all right? His knees are bent. What he's going to do here now is he's going to collapse to the left side, left shoulder, shoulder, forehead to the mat. The right knee has to go over big. Notice he's on his toes backing out. Again, we're in that type of Granby finish. We jack up on the arm and do a butt drag to finish up. All right, scoot out here just a little bit more, Tony. Now, here are the things we need to stress on this. Crowd. Now, this knee has to go over at 180 degrees. He goes down on the shoulder and forehead and up on his toes as quickly as possible, never stopping on the knees. Go, get it. On the toes, back out, and butt drag finish. It's awfully important to jack up on that arm and do that butt drag finish. Now this notice where Tony's feet travel to, all right? Okay? Tony's you would crowd and stop on your forehead, all right? Crowd, stop, whoa. Notice where his feet are right now, and he's going to travel 2 or 3 steps to the right to back out on this guy. Ready? Go. Boom. He jacks up. All right, go. Finish up. Solomon, if you would do it for us down there. Crowd, turn in. Ready? Crowd, turn in, walking it, and backing it out. And that's awfully important that this move is done properly, all right? Stressing the shoulder and the forehead. Stressing getting up on the toes. Stressing walking, traveling, moving 2 or 3 feet, and then jacking up on that arm, backing out of there. And the head position backing out is awfully important too. Solomon, one more time for us. Crowd, turn it in, head positions up, butt drag in. All right, that's our crowd turn in. Now what happens, the guy is going to we're going to either turn in on him or he's going to chase us. Now when we were working with Rich and Kevin earlier, if the guy chased us on the Granby roll, we did a Peterson. Same thing here. We do our turn in, and if the guy chases us, we end up doing a Peterson. Watch Tony here. Solomon chasing, if you would. Crowd turn in. Solomon chases. Right there on the Peterson finish. 2 hands on the wrist, stretch it in the crowd. All right? Weight on the inside shoulder, looking down the man's nostril. Back up again. Now notice Tony's left elbow on this next shot. How it will come up in the crouch. Hopefully Solomon won't be hurt too much. All right? Grab. Turn in. Chase. Left elbow is in the crotch. Stretching it out 2 on 1. All right, Solomon, your shot now. Crowd turn in, and the Peterson comes when man chases. Crowd, turn in, man chases, 2 on 1, stretch it inside. All right, that's basically our Peterson finish, all right? Now let's look at the other options off this now. We said earlier that the man is either going to be open on the inside or the outside, or if he's not open inside or out, then we're going to bump stand up. Just look and see what we do to the back side, all right? Tony, you're down. All right, start your crowd for us. Crowd. Just assume that Tony's going to start his turn in and Solomon blocks off underneath the arm here. He blocks off. But when he blocks off, stopping our inside move here, this will open us up on the outside for a little switch, all right? Just switch back side. Okay? Now, when you're doing this series, Solomon, you're down now. Start your turn in, stop him on the inside, Tony, and Solomon just go backside switch. Ready? Turn in, he stops it, back out on the switch. All right? And coaches, I'm sure you have several ways of how you finish the switch. If you want to do a regular switch finish, that's fine. If you want a hip high side of the switch to a near cradle, you know, however you finish that, that's up to you. But the whole point is, inside blocked off, go backside. Now, let's see what happens when both sides are, you know, blocked off. The guy blocks you on the inside, and you can't get that switch on the backside, then you got to bump into him to your stand up. Ready? Crowd turn in. He blocks it off, everything's blocked, bump, stand up. Okay, got your 2 on 1, hip highs. All right, let's get back in there again. Now, when we get to the bump, stand up, I want you to stop for me, all right? You got your crowd turn in. Crowd turn in, he stops it. Now, right here, Tony's knees are bent, his heels are digging into the mat, his hips are here right now. We want those hips to explode out here and that head going back against the guy. Go, bam. Hips up. You find a wrist. Doesn't make any difference. 2 on 1. Clamp that side over there. Right hand up, hip high through. Solomon, do it for us. Bump, stand up. Okay. Knocks him off there. Bump it up. 2 on 1. Hip high through. All right, and that's our crowd series, all right? We got a crowd turn in, we got a crowd switch backside, and then we got our crowd bump stand up. And that's our basic crowd series. Now, off of this, there's some other things that we'll do, and some of the things that you have to do. Now, Solomon, I want you down on the bottom, we're going to look at a couple of kazonis. Now, you've got to be able to kazoni when a guy does different things with his arms, all right? Go to a crowd. Now, let's assume that this guy starts hustling some type of cradle here, man.